Why should we have a daily spiritual practice? Or how do we know we need a daily spiritual practice? We are driven by our ego in the physical world, and it's hard to see different perspectives or commit to something. Being held accountable, understanding that we can't figure it all out. So with the daily spiritual practice, you are getting intelligence from the universe. You're getting intelligence from your God source. Scheduling that time every day for that communication. If you have a spiritual practice, it kind of makes your body and your mind regroup because of the chaos that is in the world. Stress. Having a daily spiritual practice just kind of gets your mind and body into a state to where you're clearing that energy from your experiences. It's replenishing yourself, regrouping. It's also a good way to check in with yourself. It's a moment for you to become aware that things are going well, things are not going well. When you have a spiritual practice, you are gathering all your thoughts and centering yourself in a space where you can kind of just let go. And that letting go helps your mind and body continue in the physical experience. The world that we live in is a rush world, and we can really get trapped into living that rush, even in that all day, and then we'll go to bed because we're so tired. And having a daily spiritual practice gives you those moments throughout your day. You don't have to be go and just be exhausted and go to sleep. It's allowing you to rejuvenate your spirit throughout the day. Your spirit, your heart. That's the thing, is having a spiritual practice is checking in with yourself, your soul. So what can we do for spiritual practices? Any time that you are going to tell yourself that you're going to quiet the mind, quiet the ongoing thoughts, and kind of spend time with yourself, having a spiritual practice helps you get to know your God more. And when you have that connection with God, you live a more fulfilling life. You hold yourself more accountable for committing yourself to certain things in life. Getting that clarity that you need, because when you are in the go, rush of life, you miss out on not always being able to see those things and being observant of those things that you're supposed to really be paying attention to. When you live in this rush kind of state of being, we're one-track mind. And when you have a spiritual practice, you are actually learning more perspective of other ways of thinking. When you change your ways of thinking, you're actually changing the types of experiences that you're allowing to come towards you. We are also supposed to be tapping in to our senses regularly. This whole experience in the physical body, our soul wants us to experience life through the senses. So when we have a spiritual practice, it's a time for us to go within, go into the body, allow the mind transfer into the body so that you can see the world from this angle instead of this angle. We actually go within. We spend more time in awareness. We are able to balance our energy centers. It takes us a level of awareness and consciousness. When you are in the present moment, you are centering everything. It's a natural process of the mind and body is to, okay, if you are wanting to use your own inner guidance or advance in that aspect, that flow of life, the flow of life, not the rush of life, but the flow of life, everything's just seems to line up and match up just right. That's where you grow your talents. That's where you actually can realize what truly matters to you in life. Your true purpose, you're seeing things and solutions through the eyes of your spiritual side makes better long-term decisions. When we are in the rush of life, we're thinking from a whole different perspective, and when we make decisions from a rushed, stressed state of mind, those decisions are things that we're not going to feel confident about. Those are the things that we are always second guessing. When you take time for you to spend time within, there's a confidence, there is a knowing that you are making good choices, because you know that you are being, it's an inner knowing that God gives you, that you are making choices with Him, whatever your higher power is, that co-creating with the universe, with God, is, there's no doubt there. And more times you do this, the more you master it, the more you're able to help others, the more you're able to help yourself reach new goals. Once you adapt a spiritual practice and you commit to it, you are going to be on a whole new trajectory. You're not going to be sitting on the back burner anymore. You're always going to be trying to progress further and further in your life. Not to say that people that live from their ego mind and that are on this ego-driven material wealth direction, that they're not successful yet. The thing about it is their happiness is not going to be lifelong if they're constantly making choices in that aspect. When you have a spiritual practice and you're constantly going within and using your communication and building that relationship with God, you are making lifelong, permanent changes, things that are going to last, happiness that's going to last. You learn how to experience happiness within, and you are no longer driven to feed the outside world. You know that this is where eternal happiness lies within. But when you feel peace internally, there's no other experience that compares to that. And once you have one of those spiritual practice, you are going to know this is where the true fulfillment is, within you, not outside of you. You are going to have better relationships. You are going to have a better fulfilled career in life, overall well-being, physical health, mental health, the list can go on and on. There is so many different aspects and different modalities that you can study, that you can research, and you can do them all. You could try one and then periodically try another one. When you spend time in one spiritual practice, you're going to have this natural craving to learn more. Your intuition's going to naturally pick up, so you're going to know to stay and spend more time in one spiritual modality to balance those certain areas. It's this inner knowing. Because you're healing yourself, and healing yourself is so important to mental well-being and physical well-being. We are all here teachers, and we're all given different brains and different knowledge from the universe. So when we practice spiritual practices, we are enhancing those God-given abilities. And your focus changes from serving healing yourself so you can serve others. Again, there's more fulfillment in that kind of life. If you feel empty, if you feel a void in your life, you have a battle of your thoughts. Those are all signs that you need to develop a spiritual practice of some sort. The fact that you are thinking those things means that you're becoming more observant, you're more aware of it. So that means that your soul is calling you towards that, because your soul is always wanting to better yourself, always bring you to that higher level of well-being. And so if you're feeling if those thoughts are arising and those feelings, and you're feeling drawn into a certain direction, listen to it, go with it. There's always you're going to know that that's where the meaning of life is. That's where you're meant to be. So I really am glad that you have the curiosity, that you are craving something more. Thanks for watching the video.